What's up? It's time for another round of push-up and ponder. Aptly, I want to talk about a conversation I had with my friend Cedric. Cedric is the publisher of Common Cog, which is one of the best business newsletters out there. He's also an amateur judo practitioner, and he spent the last 3 months training really hard so that he could try at the age of 36 to win a national judo title. As many of you know, I am a former NCAA gymnast, and so I was super jealous of Cedric's attempt at this ripe old age, because that's not something that me with my 3 knee injuries could ever really dream of. Anyway, as we talked, we ended up getting to 3 lessons learned from his experiences with this training endeavor. So, first lesson is that every strength can become a weakness in a different situation. 2 examples of this. First off, his coach was a obviously very strong judo performer himself, and he never faced mental challenges like being worried, going up against a difficult competitor. He just never had this problem. And so that became a blind spot for him when coaching Cedric. Cedric is really detail-oriented. He's conscientious. He's thoughtful. He goes through things over and over again to master the technique. That makes him a great learner, a great researcher, a great teacher, but sometimes he struggled in performance situations. And so this combination of Cedric's strength leading to a weakness of overanalysis and overthinking, and his coach's strength in being a great sort of performer under pressure, but then not realizing he needed to develop that in his students. Another important lesson to learn here is to train under non-ideal circumstances. In the nationals, Cedric got into a situation where he got a lot of damage to one of his eyes, and so his eye basically swelled up and he only had one eye to work with. And so his depth perception was shot. And in one of the drills he did earlier on in warm-up for his next match, he couldn't really do it effectively because he had no depth perception, and that kind of threw him off, freaked him out, and caused him to have trouble with the next 2 matches. It's not always possible to train under every single circumstance that you might encounter, and obviously having one eye shut is one of the ones that you might learn about later on. But in general, the more you can train under a variety of different kinds of circumstances, relying on different kinds of skills, even if you have only one eye, can use your physical perception, appropriate perception to sort of figure things out, can be important to help you be comfortable when the performance time comes. Lastly, one of the things we talked about was the importance of how one of the best ways to generate a great outcome is to actually not care about the outcome, to feel like the outcome doesn't really matter, it's not that important, it's not a big deal. Because it's when you're able to be in that loose, sort of relaxed, comfortable state that you can perform your best. And that requires you to really seriously let go of the outcome. This is true in negotiations, this is true in dating, and a lot of other aspects of your life. If you hold on to it too tightly, you act differently, you perform differently, and you perform worse than you do in training. When we won the NCAA championships at Stanford, one of the things we said to ourselves was another day in the office. Cedric said that in his gym or in his dojo, there was a phrase, just another day in the dojo. So that idea of like, hey, even when it's a really big deal, when it's sort of everything's on the line, you gotta just let go. And that is actually going to lead to the best outcomes. So hope you enjoyed this push-up and ponder, and I'll see you in the next one.